Sharing, saving, and simplifying your life in Google Analytics. So in Google Analytics, there are a few features that make it easy to share, save, and simplify your reporting behavior. We're going to go over them. It's important to note that all these features are not available in every report, but they are generally available in most reports. So let's first begin with the ability to email reports. So let's say your boss has requested a certain specific set of information. In this example, maybe the different channels that are driving website traffic. So emailing this report to your boss is super simple. At the top of every report, you're going to get a bar with a few different tools in it. And in this example, we're just going to click email. And this is super simple. We're going to type our boss's email address in here. This will be the subject line of the email, so we could customize that for our boss. Next, we're going to determine the attachments that we want to send to our boss. By default, it's a CSV, but more often it's probably useful for it to be a PDF. Which gives you the nice chart and everything, but there's some other formats here as well. You can optionally decide to send this on a regular basis. You could send it once or daily or weekly or monthly, but let's say our boss wants to see this every Monday, so we may decide to send it weekly on Mondays. And of course, we have the ability to type in a message to our boss as well. And then there are a few advanced options where we can leave this active for a certain amount of time. So we know that maybe we don't want to mess with this again for a year, so we may set this for a year. So just sending a basic email, very easy to do. It's going to automatically generate this email every week. If you didn't want to do it weekly, you could potentially just choose once, and that makes life easy. Hit send, and you look like a superstar. Now the next feature we want to look at is the export feature. So in some examples, we may be looking at a beautiful report. Maybe we're preparing for a meeting of some sort. We may just want to export it to ourselves. Just use the export feature, and again, we can choose from a variety of different formats. But oftentimes PDF is a good one just because it maintains all the different graphs and everything like that. But simply hitting the PDF button would then export it, and we can take this report into our meeting. A third feature we want to look at is the ability to add to dashboard. We're going to cover dashboards a little later on in the course, but it is important to note that on each particular report, and this is not true for all reports, but for most reports, we could quickly add them to a dashboard. And what that basically does, by clicking add to a dashboard, we would select the dashboard we want to add it to and choose a format. The way dashboards work, they're essentially a group of widgets. Again, we'll cover that more in future courses, but we just basically choose the type of widget we want to add, and you'll note in just a second here it's going to actually forward us to our dashboard, and it actually just added that little widget from the report we were just looking at. Now the last feature that we want to look at is going to be related to shortcuts. So what shortcuts are, there's a shortcuts menu on the left side of Google Analytics, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in a bit as well. But the shortcut, just simply, if it's a report that we look at all the time, we can just hit shortcut, give it a name, hit OK. And now it becomes part of our shortcuts menu. So what we use shortcuts for there are 5 or 6 reports for a specific client or for our own business that we want to look at. We pretty much add them all to shortcuts, and it just makes it easy so that you don't have to always drill into the different Google Analytics menus to find reports. You just hit shortcuts and grab one of your reports quickly. So it's essentially just setting little bookmarks within Google Analytics. So those are 4 great ways to save, to share, and to simplify your Google Analytics life.